I'm calling the
It's
meeting
very
to
true,
order
they're
at
raising.
7:06 PM. We are being recorded for posterity.
Go Bruins.
Be a great game.
The minutes are in paper form unavailable at the moment, unfortunately, so we're gonna have to postpone those to the next meeting. So that takes that off. There are, to the best of my knowledge, no transfers.
Well, we are just cranking through this.
I'm gonna go to strategic planning briefly. Do you wanna talk about that, or do you wanna put that off to the next meeting?
I can talk about it very briefly.
Okay,
You may have noted that we did not have a final report at town meeting. That was because there were a number of real big things that were still way up in the air, like the dredging questions. And Deborah and I were on the cusp of doing a 30-day road trip, which we did, and it was great. But there just wasn't time to finish it. And the good news is, in the last week or so before town meeting, some of the big questions, big ticket items got resolved, in one way or another, or at least get clarified. So the report will be finished sometime in the next month or two. So that's that for that one. I would just say that going forward, it's probably premature to exhale about things like the dredging, because I think even though we authorized $7.5 million, it's far from certain that the state's gonna pony up their money, and we still haven't seen the federal budget passed, which means we don't know for sure they're gonna come out and do the dredging. So there's still some other shoes to drop. And so if we do next year's report, we'll address some of the same issues. But fast forward, that's it.
Well said, Fred.
are there any liaison reports? Okay.
School's out for summer, as the remote said.
Almost.
School's out forever.
I remember that song. I remember some classmates taking a couple of big speakers to the roof of the building.
Was that Alice Cooper?
Yes. It was awesome.
Oh, I thought that was the Ramones, never mind. Oh,
No,
I,
but they,
I don't
Ramones
think
probably covered it, they covered
no,
it.
they did Rock and Roll High School.
I love rock and roll.
Yeah, sorry, I got
But
it.
they covered
Okay.
that.
And they did dirty water.
No,
They
that's
covered
the state.
that.
But we
That's
digress.
We do digress.
Oh, we
Let's
digress.
get back onto it.
We're halfway through the agenda
got
and there's a
interesting.
big B on my shirt.
Suddenly got interesting.
All right, I know that we have somebody here who wants to speak to topics for future concern, and I'm gonna open the floor to Jude Ahern. If you could keep it brief, Jude.
Yes, well, I'm really just here because I wrote a letter that I guess wasn't yet received. You didn't get that?
I did not.
Okay, so I wrote it a couple weeks ago, just following up with town meeting and Article 33, I guess it was, about the mistake and about the water funding. So I just wanted to know what you guys thought of it, and also where this 40,000 came from. Because to me, that was not a mistake, actually, I don't think it was. And I would just like to follow the money. So that's what I'd like to talk about.
Well, I'd like to put it on an agenda for a future meeting.
Can we get a copy, when it comes, can we get a copy of the, because I don't remember it.
No, neither.
What,
So I'd like a
the
copy of
article?
the article.
Yeah.
I don't remember. No, you don't have to do it now.
No, I
We're
actually
gonna-
do have my town meeting warrant here.
But it's not, we're not gonna talk about it, we're gonna put it on the agenda.
It was the,
So
it was the
then-
funding,
Let me just confirm that it is Article 33, which I can do quickly.
it was the funding for the water resource.
Right, which is gonna be consultant at this
For
point.
the consultant.
I don't recall it being 40,000, but I thought it was 75 or something like that.
No, that was,
33 is
that was
community
somebody else.
preservation.
You
It's,
voted
it's
75 for
36.
historical.
It's 36, yep.
It's 120, right?
So, 120,000. Yeah, so, Rebecca, we'll need copies of the wording for that one article, 36.
But you all remember what happened.
I have to say, with all honesty, I do not.
My,
I
well, my
Yeah,
recollection
just
is
the question.
that, what Dan told us was that, he neglected to put it on the ballot or?
Put an amount
Or
on
put
the
in
warrant.
like there's an amount, it was
In
supposed to
the-
be somewhere
in the
that was
ballot.
legally required in order to have it.
2.5 override.
Right, and therefore he was finding the funding through, you know.
A little
through
here, and a
yeah,
little here, and a little here.
picking out
Also,
pieces
he was
of- from the
bypassing.
from the budget,
So he
yeah.
was bypassing.
By
I know
adjusting
that.
local receipts.
So we didn't get, yeah, so there wasn't, that didn't have to go to
Ballot.
Right,
ballot.
right.
And he was adjusting estimated local receipts.
Right, because local receipts, he says he always estimates
My
very,
recollection
very
of it,
conservatively and.
That was written
it's-
when they were asking us to fill a position, and then my recollection is that they came back and told us that they were not gonna go that way, that they were gonna use a consultant, and that it was a considerably lower amount of money.
The original article was written with that. By the time it came around to town meeting, it had been rewritten to some extent so that it reflected not being a staff position.
So if
So
you're-
it's raise and appropriate from any available sources of funds, the sum of $120,000 for costs to, one, review the municipal water system's operations and refine the water enterprise fund's financial model, and two, initiate implementation of the 206 water plan upon granting of the watershed permit by the DEP. Provided, however, no sums shall be expended hereunder unless and until the town shall have voted to assess an additional $120,000 in.
But that's not-
So
that's
that
not-
part, that's the part that got,
but what we need is the motion.
right,
But also, I would suggest.
which
that-
I think I have actually.
Okay, but I think it's moot unless it's on the agenda. I mean, we're
Right,
not,
I'm just
we're not
reading
talking
off.
about it,
It would
I
be
know.
good to
We're not
down here
talking
as
about
well.
now.
and it's not,
So,
we
so
shouldn't
we'll
be
need
talking about
a copy of the motion as well. Oh, yep, you're right, and the motion is actually for 60,000. Oh, no, sorry, I'm reading the wrong one. My
this is
apologies.
why we need to, on the agenda.
It would be good if Dan was here as well on.
Yeah, no, we're just like, wanted to see what we're dealing with here.
Okay.
Can
And
I
we
just,
might,
while she's looking, can I just say one quick
Right,
thing?
so the amount hasn't
We do have to remember that we, as the finance committee, are an advisory board. and
Right.
that The final budget is left up to the selectmen and the town administrator.
Right.
So, I mean, no matter what we think of it one way or another,
But
But
are
it
you
is
able
within,
to follow
it
the
is,
money?
yes, it is within
Yeah.
our, it
Well, we
is
can
within
ask
it's
our
our purview to,
purview to
Yeah.
Certainly.
ask the question.
That's all.
right, so as long as it's
So-
on the agenda and everybody knows
Yep.
we're talking about it, the
So,
water commissioners should be advised as well, so in case they wanna come in and talk about it.
so Rebecca, that is an item
We don't
for
talk
the
about
next,
anything behind anybody's
the next
back.
agenda.
I agree.
And we'll
On
just
tape.
need the wording of both the article and the.
So the issue was that it did not appear on the ballot, and so it
I think
wasn't
it-
voted on?
I think it did, but the vote was moot.
The issue was that it was always told to us that it would be determined at the ballot as a proposition.
Please, with all due
Override.
respect, we should not be talking about
I'm just
this
trying to figure out.
I agree.
unless
We
it's
can't-
on the
we can't
agenda.
deliberate.
I'm just trying to
But we
clarify.
can
So,
just.
I won't say anything else, but that's the issue.
Okay.
And
So
we did
that
not
is-
get that opportunity.
That is
Forward
that.
the next one.
So we will put it on the agenda and we will ask the question,
Okay,
see where it goes.
perfect.
Okay. Is there anything else anybody wants to put on the next agenda?
Are they still using that shack that we didn't vote to improve?
That was also.
I don't know,
letter.
Jude,
Pardon me?
you're not,
It was also in the
you're not
letter.
currently
Oh, okay.
recognized, Jude, thank you.
But thank you for that.
So the shellfish shack could go on the agenda.
I was just wondering what's gonna happen to it,
Good question.
whether they're gonna.
Did we get a cost? I think we asked for a demolition cost,
I think at town meeting that was brought up and they thought it was gonna be
not a lot.
not a lot.
Well, my fear is that they're just gonna ignore everything and just perhaps keep on using a derelict building.
Yeah, unfortunately,
With
we're
the-
not in a position
with
to
the
compel action, but we can.
There is liability from a financial standpoint, there is liability to continue to use that.
Right, and we can advise them of that, but we can't compel action.
Well said.
Yeah.
It's an emotional issue.
It is.
I think, you know what, when it comes down to money,
It's time to divorce the emotion
You know what?
from it.
I love
Yeah.
everyone until they come along.
All
I
right.
heard there was a GoFundMe page for it.
There's a GoFundMe page for it?
Are you kidding?
Well, you know we all love that bill. You know.
We can't be discussing this.
All right. At this point, I'd like to open the floor to nominations for the chair for the finance committee for next year.
Well, I'd gladly nominate Fred, the chair.
I would second that, and I would like to say that I think that he would be a great chair.
Oh, thank you
And
guys.
I also want to say that Janet has done a
I
superb.
want to stand up. And we weren't always kind or easy to deal with. And I really want to apologize for that, and you.
As it won't be for the
You
next
were,
one.
no, we have to break you in.
Yeah,
But you were a very, very good chair, and I want to thank you.
you were.
I concur.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. Are there any other nominations?
Does anybody else want to do the job?
I think that's why Linda's not here.
I think everybody wants to do it, Fred, but I think that they think you'd be the best.
Well,
I'm a diplomat. Okay. Is there any debate on the motion? Are there any questions?
I just
No,
want to throw out there again that I'm not going to be at town meeting next year.
That's
It's
okay.
on the
That
record.
does not disqualify you.
I would be
Just tell-
happy to be a deputy chair.
I hear
Sure.
you go.
So,
Deputy, as long as I have a badge.
all those in favor of Fred being chair? Thank you.
Thanks.
I
Opposed?
feel very confident moving forward.
Fred?
You didn't say that with the same conviction.
I feel really confident moving forward.
Okay, so we now need to open the floor to nominations for vice chair.
I would be so happy to nominate.
Kathy Granlund?
Kathy Granlund would be a
I would
great
second
vice
that.
chair.
Oh, you're
I
gonna
think
kill
Kathy
me.
would be an excellent vice chair, Kathy.
I
Bob?
think so too.
Bob.
As long as it's
You've
not.
been here longer, I'm just opening it up to the guys that have been here longer than me.
Well, you're welcome to make another nomination.
Bob, would you like-
If you,
No, but you would be really
I'm
good.
good, too.
You have
Second.
expertise, you
I'd
have
be happy
areas,
with-
you have areas of expertise that we don't have. You've educated us many times on mortgage and banking issues.
You're very,
really want to get out of this.
You're fiscally
You're very
Yes,
conservative.
I will accept the
Well,
nomination.
you know what I also think? If you want to do a test, give an arithmetic test and see who can't add without their phone. And that person should be eliminated immediately.
Why?
Why?
Yes, I will accept the nomination.
Thank you.
Just
And you have one particular qualification above all else. You understand money in numbers.
Yeah,
You know,
okay.
That doesn't hurt. You know,
It doesn't
how
hurt.
that come.
No, but you'd also be great. I think.
Yeah, you will be
Thank you.
good.
Thank you.
Okay, if there are no further nominations, all those in favor of Kathy Granlund as vice chair? Excellent, congratulations
Thank you.
to both of you.
Thank you.
Now, let's just remember that my
Thank you.
husband was the lone person that voted against me at town meeting.
That was so funny.
Yes, and we think he might have a slight bias.
And I was the lone person who said no when I was reappointed to FinCom.
Since,
Just say.
since you weren't planning, since I don't think you were planning to actually resign the committee, it's not gonna make that much difference.
Yeah. No, I was like,
Peace-
come on.
The peaceful transfer of power is
That's
such a
right.
beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so before I go any further, I just wanna say something briefly that, I don't feel like you guys were that hard on me. I think you guys were terrific. You guys have been a great committee. I asked a lot of you this year, a lot. And you guys came through with flying colors, and I'm so grateful and so proud of all of you. And,
It is a wonderful committee.
This has been a really
It's a
good
very,
year.
very good
I
committee.
It was a tough but good year. I think we did our job well this year. And I'm sorry that our remaining committee members weren't here to hear that, but hopefully they'll watch the video.
Yeah, and I'll say is the next generation of chair that I think we can use this past year as a sort of blueprint going forward. You know, for the right way to do the job.
So, I'll just encourage everybody to, if they don't attend the sexual harassment training to watch the video after.
So
It's us.
If we
act-
do we have, oh, I'm sorry, Ira, I jumped in.
No, you go ahead.
ahead.
Is this the kind that you take a test?
No.
Online?
it's,
Because I know that on WRMO we have to take a
It'll be
test.
just like this.
Yeah, it'll be a
You
video.
watch it.
Just a video? Do we need to notify if we, watch it?
I don't know.
I
don't
think
believe so.
I think because we're a volunteer committee, we do not.
Okay.
It's
It's
just
just a
a
good thing to-
suggestion.
Okay.
So I'm making sure everybody has it in their hands. I think I'm gonna go with the videotape option myself because I will be otherwise engaged that day and evening,
Yeah,
so.
I know
um, But that's one of the reasons we like video.
Who was the Monty Python guy who did the series of business videos back in the 80s on the absolute wrong things to do in a business
I
situation?
don't remember.
it had to have been John, it sounds like a
John
John
Cleese.
Cleese thing.
John Cleese, it was John Cleese. I'm thinking that maybe this video is gonna be like that, you know? You need a background, honey?
I wish that was the case, but I suspect there will be very little humor involved.
Narrated by Joe Biden, so.
So, as my last act as chair, I'm gonna ask if Fred would like to close the meeting.
I would be more than happy to entertain a motion to end this meeting now so that you all can get to the hockey game. How much time do we have?
About half an
We have-
hour.
We got half an hour, we got so
Yeah, we
much
got
time.
time.
to-
We got time to go get a
All right, never mind then, I'm happy to entertain a motion to
I move that we adjourn.
move to adjourn.
I will second.
All in favor?
Oh, it's an empty counter.
Thank you all.
That was a good one.
And don't remember